Hi, I'm Dr. Matthew Sharps for the World of the Mind. We're continuing our discussion of my new book with co-authored by my wife, Dr. Price Sharps, clinical psychologist Dr. Price Sharps. The book is called Dissociation and Belief. The subtitle, The Psychology of Why Things Go Horribly Wrong and What to Do About it. Now, we are going to get to the what to do about it in this series. But for the moment, we want to talk a bit about dissociation in different walks of life, because dissociation, the ability really to dissociate, to take our mind out of physical reality, to move into an internal reality, which may be creative and imaginative under some circumstances, as we've already seen, but which may allow us to create entities in our mind, ideas about the world that are catastrophically wrong. Dissociation occurs in all walks of life, from the prosaic and everyday, right up to situations that influence the fates of nations, really conditions worldwide. Okay? When we tend not to see reality as it is, things get a little strange. As we saw in our last video, we applied this to the world of religious thinking, and the difficulty was this, that the various instruments used to assess religion worldwide, well, they can't really assess very easily beliefs that are completely contradictory to each other. Okay, they can't really assess that in the same instrument very well. It's very difficult. You could say, how strongly do you believe whatever it is, but then you have to say whatever it is. If you've got one religion that says love and peace, another religion that says kill everybody, and one in the middle that says kill everybody until there's love and peace on our terms, well, it's going to be very difficult to get an instrument that does this. The instruments in general have not addressed the beliefs, they've addressed religious behaviors. As we've already seen in most world cultures throughout history, if you didn't go along pretty well behaving in the way your local, whatever your local term for priests is, your local medicine people, your local shamans, whatever your term is, if you didn't go along with them, there was a good chance your heart was going to be cut out, you're going to be rolled down the pyramid, or you're going to be sacrificed to the river god under a lot of water, or you were going to be buried in the ground in a nicely geometric pattern. All of these were things that did happen to people if they didn't go along with the local equivalent of Sunday school, all right? So we didn't expect to find, well, we expected originally, but then wait a minute, we didn't expect to find much effective dissociation on people going, I have to live in this culture. I better go along with whatever it is. Where we expect to find it is in beliefs. And religious beliefs by nature are supernatural, like beliefs in the paranormal. And that's where we began to study dissociation and belief itself, rather than the adherence to local religious customs. Now, what do we find? Well, the paranormal is all over the place. It's all around us now, isn't it? Okay. You've got whole TV shows devoted only to Bigfoot. You've got TV shows that show up every now and then about the Loch Ness Monster. Okay. You've got lots of people chasing ghosts around with various little meters and such. Okay. And of course, the space aliens and the flying saucer people are everywhere. Even the military now is getting into this. It used to be, no, there are no flying saucers, because they wanted to prove that they were able to protect you. Okay. That may not be as important, I guess, in the modern world. I don't know. But today it serves as a lovely distraction for people from the problems of their own world. You can say, oh my God, the economy, I'm not having this, my job isn't working well, things are not working well in my own personal economic future. But now I can, oh my goodness, dissociate and think about space aliens for a while. It does exactly one of the beneficial things that dissociation is for. It allows us a surcease from the rigors of our actual lives. But fair enough, you get all this TV all over the place. The problem is this. I recently contributed a chapter in a wonderful book, really, discussing the space people and the space aliens and the psychology of the space aliens. And of all those authors, and we had authors from all the different fields of science. My own field is experimental psychology, specifically cognitive science. But anyway, all of these people, you know how many of us came up with an actual alien or an actual piece of a spaceship? That would be nobody. So what promotes these beliefs? Well, hint, it's not necessarily a relict plesiosaurus who and her ancestors have been living for 66 million years in Loch Ness. Maybe that isn't really happening, okay? Maybe the paranormal lies in our minds, not in the world around us. But does it? Did an experiment some years ago where we looked at the psychology of who believed in different aspects of the paranormal. What I figured was people who are depressed, they're going to believe in space aliens and ghosts for two reasons. The space aliens might provide us evidence, maybe they'll take us to a better planet, a nicer planet, Planet National Park or Planet Vegas, whatever you prefer. The space aliens will take us there. Well, the ghosts imply that there might be a nice afterlife which will be better than this one. The depressed are going to believe in this, I thought. But who's going to believe in Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster themselves and in the spaceships, the actual flying saucers? Never mind the aliens flying them. How about the ships themselves? Well, there's an interesting thing about attention deficit hyperactive disorder, ADHD. It isn't like the flu where you either have it or you don't. It's where you can have some of it or less of it, just like dissociation itself. You're not necessarily dissociated or not. Everybody has some dissociation. The trick is to find out how much. Well, the point is this. People with tendencies toward ADHD, not necessarily diagnosable people, but people with tendencies, tend to get bored kind of easily. They look at the forest and they go, my gosh, there's only trees in there. It'd be so much more fun if Bigfoot was in there, if Loch Ness Monster was really in Loch Ness, or if the space people would come, or Captain Kirk was real, or he could phaser the Klingons. It'd be much, well, point being, who's going to believe in Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster? And not necessarily Captain Kirk, but the spaceships. It's going to be people who are high on the ADHD index, not necessarily diagnosable, just people who have some of it. Well, guess what we found? We were right. The depressed endorsed the living heck out of the idea of ghosts and aliens. The people with tendencies for ADHD didn't give a damn about the aliens. They wanted the ship. They wanted the damn spaceship. And they also wanted Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. The coolest thing would be the ship, with the Loch Ness Monster as the tail gunner, I guess. And, the Bigfoot could be in the top turret. It'd be wonderful. But, this is about dissociation. What happened with people with tendencies toward dissociation? The answer is, they believed in everything. These were not people, God help us, not people with dissociative identity disorder, that tremendously severe condition. Ordinary people walking around just have a higher than normal level of dissociation. They believed in Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster and the Chupacabra and the space aliens and the spaceships and all they believe. Dissociation let them live in this wonderful world of the paranormal, which does provide you with a surcease from worrying about everyday life, doesn't it? But of course, it's not actually real. That could cause you some problems, couldn't it? When you quit your job, you lose your marriage, et cetera, to wander around in a van, says something on the side, you have painted United States Bigfoot and Alien Project. People's lives can be ruined by this if they take it too seriously. And you know who takes it too seriously? People with subclinical tendencies toward dissociation. So fair enough. We're right. Dissociation can influence belief. But it can also influence what we actually see. We did additional experiments. We showed people pictures of things in the real world. A helicopter landing at an odd angle at night. Okay, anybody who knows aviation, knows helicopters, they'd recognize it immediately. But the average person doesn't. Picture of a kid in a gorilla Halloween costume with what looks like extra monkey hair. We had a good picture there. Picture of a piece of fabric, piece of sheet metal hanging from a line under kind of almost ghostly light, if you will. Okay, moonlight or artificial light at night. Well, the average person looking at these things went, yeah, I don't know what that is. Some kind of aircraft, maybe it's landing. It looks like it's night, maybe it's landing lights. Okay. Kid in the gorilla costume. Oh, it's a kid in a Halloween costume. It's probably Halloween. The piece of sheet metal, a piece of cloth hanging there. Yeah, a beach towel, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe, must be some metal worker's shop or something. I guess it's a sheet. I don't know what. Aluminum, maybe? I don't know. Tin, I don't know. But people who are high on dissociation, again, there's nothing wrong with these people. They're normal people, just with a higher level of dissociation. For the helicopter, they saw a UFO. For the kid in the monkey mask, the Halloween costume, they saw Bigfoot. And as to, I guess it was a particularly geometric ghost, but the people looking at the beach towel or whatever it was, that's a ghost. They didn't just believe, they saw. Which means, by the way, that as eyewitnesses, in court perhaps, well, luckily we don't, this kind of thing doesn't go into court. Although, as we'll see more of in this series, and we saw the very first video in our Dissociation and Belief book series here, people's beliefs in the criminal justice system can have awe-inspiringly bad consequences. But in this world, we find something interesting. In the world of the paranormal, essentially a form of religion where people, oh no, I don't believe in God or the gods. I don't believe in the evil spirits either. I just believe in other things I have no evidence of. Paranormal creatures, cryptids, the hidden animals, right? Ghosts, the UFO people. dissociation, normal dissociation in any normal human being, if it's high enough, it'll not only allow you to believe in these things, it will let you see them. Imagine what that does to your view of the world, and for that matter, of the world of the mind, of which this video is a part. I'm Dr. Matthew Sharps for the World of the Mind, and our book, Dissociation and Belief, The Psychology of Things, or Why Things, go horribly wrong, and What to Do About It. And thank you very much. Hope you'll subscribe if you feel like it.